From the Fox 25 studios in Oklahoma City, this is the Fox 25 Late Edition.
Oklahoma is thawing out after a wave of winter weather moved through the state this week.
Yeah, those temperatures are on the rise, but there are still plenty of reasons to be cautious if you have to get out there on the streets.
Fox 25's chief meteorologist Jeff George is here with a look at what you can expect for your morning commute. Jeff.
Good evening, everyone. All that winter precipitation is long gone. It is not coming back to Oklahoma anytime soon the way it's looking right now. But what we have left behind are a lot of icy and slushy spots and a lot of messy roadways. But things have been improving a lot, especially starting this afternoon. All that rain that we had melted most of that sleet and ice we have picked up the past few days. So icy, slushy spots, but travel is so much better and so much more possible than it has been the past couple days. And most of that icing did accumulate on the elevated surfaces like trees and tree limbs. How sad is this picture from Oklahoma City? We saw that a lot around the state. And power lines. So we have had a lot of power outages today, but those should improve as well. 30s this evening. Any standing water may refreeze tonight because we're going all the way down to 31. Widespread freezing fog that will be heavy in spots. Got to watch out for some black ice tomorrow morning. More rain for your Friday, and then again this weekend. Active weather next week. A lot going on in your 7-day forecast. We'll talk about that in a few minutes.
And we are tracking the potential for some slick spots on the road. I want to take you live now to ODOT's conditions map. As you can see, a lot less roads there are highlighted. These ones right here are moderate, which is not too bad, mostly in the Oklahoma City metro area. We just received an update from ODOT within the hour saying that salt and sand operations are going to continue just in impacted counties as they are needed. They are very closely monitoring any changes, including the Oklahoma City area, for any wet roadways that might freeze over during the overnight hours should we dip below freezing. They are on standby, but roads are much better than they were this time yesterday.
Jennifer, thank you. Tree branches all across Shawnee are icy white tonight. There are many that have snapped. Shawnee High School football is going to help out. The school football head coach has some snapped branches at his home and realized that it's hard work to clean up all the debris. So he's invited an elderly, veterans, or disabled people in the community to sign up, and the team will clean up the tree debris.
We have kids that love to work, and the kids that don't love to work need to learn to love to work. So it's a win-win for us. And they, they're good kids, and they need to know what it is to give back, and even at that young age.
The football team will spend their time after school starting next week heading out to those homes to cut and haul off broken branches. Now, we do want to see your pictures from the recent winter weather. Here are some pictures right now. You can submit your pictures, even videos. This one is of a kid kind of sliding down a hill. What a great way to make the most of this weather. Now, you can submit the photos and videos on our website at okcfox.com. Make sure to join Good Day OK tomorrow morning for your morning commute weather.
Oklahoma is stepping up its aeronautical game. California aerospace company Kratos is moving at least 350 employees and part of its engineering, design, and manufacturing operations to the metro. Governor Fallin announcing that expansion last month. Kratos leaders say the move was prompted by Congressman Steve Russell at an event in D.C.
In 2016, at our reception there, Congressman Russell came in and talked to us and said, have you guys considered Oklahoma? It was about the time that we were looking around at multiple states to set up a second site.
Kratos says Oklahoma has everything the company is looking for: a strong workforce, a focus on aerospace, an appreciation for the military, and a variety of incentive programs. Kratos is currently occupying an 8,800 square foot facility not far from Tinker Air Force Base. Within 6 months, though, the company plans to expand into a 75,000 square foot facility.
Now let's get to political news. In the wake of the Florida school shooting, the conversation has once again turned to gun laws in Oklahoma. A bill introduced just this week in Oklahoma would allow people to carry a gun without a permit. This idea is often called constitutional carry or permitless carry. Under the state's current gun laws, gun owners have to go through 8 hours of training and apply for a permit to carry. The proposed change would give anyone who can legally own a weapon be allowed to carry it.
A worst case scenario, if danger is imminent, you should not be bureaucratically shackled by a law that does not protect anybody but but the criminals.
Nobody should be able to legally carry a loaded weapon in public without a permit and without going through a background check system and gun safety training.
A House committee had planned on reviewing the bill this week but had to postpone because of the winter weather, so they should take it up again next week. The conversation on gun control and school safety, of course, continues on the national stage.
Today, the president hosted another listening session at the White House. Fox News White House correspondent Kevin Corke is in Washington with more.
If you hardened the sights, you're not going to have this problem because these guys who lack courage will never go into those schools.
President Trump doubling down on the controversial idea of arming teachers with guns.
We do need defense, but we also need offensive capability.
The school safety conversation with state and local officials also seeing mental health emerge as a key topic.
I do think mental health is a serious issue. It's affecting us across the nation.
So we're going to be talking seriously about opening mental health institutions again.
Several miles away, the largest gathering of conservatives also discussing what can be done to end school violence. The head of the National Rifle Association cautioning those at the CPAC conference against taking away people's Second Amendment right to bear arms.
We all have to be careful that this doesn't become a runaway train.
Democratic leader Chuck Schumer tweeting in response, the NRA is once again spewing pathetic, out-of-touch ideas, blaming everything but guns. Yet the president backed the group, saying he won't go up against the NRA.
They're patriots. The NRA wants to do the right thing.
The national conversation comes as Parkland students laid to rest Aaron Feis, their beloved assistant football coach.
Feis had no gun, no rifle, and yet he ran towards helping students.
One idea Mr. Trump does not support is holding drills in response to a potential active shooter. The president saying very clearly he wouldn't want his 11-year-old son, Barron, to experience something like that. At the White House, I'm Kevin Corke, Fox News.
For more than 40 years, the Conservative Political Action Conference has brought together conservatives from all over the world.
Circus Kellen Howell visited the annual event to find out what conservative women think about the Me Too movement.
We're here at CPAC. It's the Conservative Political Action Conference. There are young female students, female activists. So we decided to ask them what they think about the future for women in the Republican Party. How do you feel, or how do you think the Me Too movement fits into conservative politics?
Used in the right way, I feel like it can empower women.
I think it's very important for conservatives to be 100% for that, for the Me Too movement. I do believe that there could be some women out there who do over-exaggerate, who do, place false judgments on some guys.
I think the Me Too movement has definitely tried to exclude conservative women.
I think sometimes women almost encourage that kind of behavior with the way they dress and the way they act.
I think that for the Me Too movement, doesn't matter if you're liberal, conservative, every voice matters.
How do you think that the Me Too movement is going to impact the midterm elections and just elections in the future?
I think it'll be really good for the Democratic Party.
I think in general, all people are just going to be held accountable to a new standard.
If they do talk about it, it's just to rally the troops, honestly. It's going to be empty words on both sides.
I don't think it's going to impact it as much. I think Trump is still on a roll and the Republicans are still on a roll, and I think that trend is going to follow for right now.
From CPAC in Maryland, I'm Kellen Howell.
Let's get to some health news. Flu deaths in Oklahoma continue to rise, and now state officials say this is a record-setting season. The previous record of flu deaths was set last year at 130 deaths. 32 of this year's flu deaths happened in Tulsa, 26 have been in Oklahoma City. More than 3,800 people have been hospitalized statewide since the start of the flu season.
The Oklahoma Blood Institute is asking for your help due to the recent winter weather. OBI's supply of life-saving blood has been critically impacted, so the organization says that they need donors of all types to replenish their supply. OBI is extending their hours statewide. The centers will be open Friday until 6 p.m. and until 4 p.m. on Saturday. Donations usually take about an hour. You can make an appointment by calling 877-340-8777. In different health news, millions of people have osteoporosis, but the chronic and often painful condition can be prevented. It's never too early to start thinking about preventing osteoporosis. That's the message from doctors at Johns Hopkins University. Researchers there say about 54 million Americans have osteoporosis, a gradual thinning of the bones. That low bone density can lead to fractures. Women generally have lower bone density than men, and a drop in estrogen levels can lead to an increased risk of osteoporosis. Johns Hopkins says 50% of American women ages 50 or older will break a bone because of the condition. But experts say that there are some things that can help prevent osteoporosis, like healthy eating. Eat foods rich in calcium to get the recommended intake for your age, or consider taking a supplement to fill in the gap. That same thing goes for protein. Don't skimp on that either. It can be found in both animal and non-animal sources. While we know exercise has a range of benefits, it's also good for bone health. Experts recommend weight-bearing and resistance exercises to get the maximum benefit. Finally, just make some positive lifestyle changes that includes maintaining a healthy weight, getting rid of those cigarettes, and cutting back on alcohol consumption.
Things already fogging up this evening, and it will be foggier for your Friday morning drive. Most kids back in school, freezing, and rain is possible tomorrow too. How much and how much more this weekend? Your Storm Watch 7 days straight ahead. Hope you're having a real nice Thursday, everyone. All that winter precipitation is long gone. Hopefully it's not coming back for a while, but what we have outside right now is quite a bit of fog, and that fog will be more widespread as we go into your Friday morning, so that may slow you down, and we're going to have to be careful with that. And we have had a lot of weather so far this week, but believe it or not, our next weather maker is not too far away. It's just over here in New Mexico. When that starts to come in tomorrow afternoon and evening, the weekend will start warmer and wetter because more rain is possible this weekend as well. So we got a lot more to talk about. Overnight lows right around or just below freezing, and that's why when you wake up tomorrow morning, not only will it be filled with fog, but more than likely widespread freezing fog, and it will be patchy, dense, and heavy in spots. So you combine all that with some black ice that will more than likely be out there as well. This will slow you down more than likely. So get yourself an early start tomorrow morning and make sure you bundle up because we stay in the 30s almost all morning. Not much wind, but 40 at noon, not going to feel too good. The rain chances and the temperatures keep on cranking up tomorrow afternoon. So that means no sleet, no ice, just some plain old rain coming in. And rain showers are likely. Some may be heavy, nothing severe. So that makes all this wet weather coming in really good stuff, scattered to widespread. And that starts tomorrow afternoon and continues into the evening. The lowest amount of rain out west, like usual, I hate to say. And another wave and round comes in tomorrow night into Saturday morning, and another good one. Mostly rain, a moderate to high chance, and most of us will get rained on the way it's looking right now as we start the weekend, with both rounds coming in up to an inch. So that's not a lot, but you know, it's something, and it's a good start. And we need more, of course. More rain is on the way next week, but it does end early in the weekend. Most of your weekend will be dry starting on Saturday afternoon, and we will see some partly sunny skies and 60s. It's going to be windy pretty much all day on Saturday, so by far your best outdoor day will be on Sunday. Some sunshine, more 60s, warmer, windier on Monday, 60s, and those rain chances do return on Tuesday and Wednesday, so do the 60s, a little bit cooler, drier on Thursday.
Hello, everybody. High school basketball fans are going to have to wait an extra day for the playoffs. The weather has forced regional and area games that were set for tonight to be moved to Friday, and games set for Friday have been moved back to Saturday. Dwayne Bradley is the boys basketball coach at Midwest City High School, and like coaches around the state, he's trying to make sure his guys are ready for the playoffs. In the first round, it's win or go home, even for a team that's ranked among the top 5 in Class 6A. You won't find a lot of big guys in the Bomber squad. They're small in stature, but big in performance.
We have a lot of heart out there, knowing that we're the underdogs. Everybody thinks we're small, they're going to out-rebound us. We just play with more heart than everybody. I think it surprised teams because of what we lost. I mean, coming out, they're probably like, oh, these guys lost this and this. So I think we surprised a lot of teams, what we got.
What the Bombers lost was Keyshawn Embry, a 6'3" guard who signed to play at Arkansas, but he chose to play his senior season at IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. The Bombers also lost Jalen Redmond, who made a name for himself as a freshman 3 years ago for the Bomber basketball team, but his talents on the football squad earned him a scholarship to Oklahoma back in December. He graduated early and is already in Norman, which meant the coaching staff had to replace some talent and make sure those left behind knew what was next.
I knew that I was going to sell these guys on playing with an edge. We've been to many state championship games before those two ever arrived on campus, and that's what I told these guys first at school. And I tried to convince them that we're going to be fine. But I was sure that offensively we'd be okay. My biggest concern would be just defensive rebound, and we've figured out a way to take care of that most of our games.
Really, at the beginning of the season, we didn't know how we were going to be scoring-wise, because that was our two leading scorers, and rebounding-wise.
We talk about dealing with adversity all the time because, as an adult, we all know we deal with some adverse situations. Talk about communication, team, leadership, responsibility, all those life lessons that we know as an adult. It helps us to be successful. We preach and we talk about that stuff all day, and some of the things that we've gone through this year, I think, has been life lessons for them, and hopefully it will allow them to be successful as they get older.
Bombers open a regional play against the Lawton Wolverines Saturday night, 8 o'clock at Midwest City, Edmond Memorial, and more. The other two teams in that regional squaring off at 6:30. All right, Thunder back on the court tonight. All-Star break is over. Thunder resuming action tonight in Sacramento. Now, the first of the final 23 games of the regular season. West Coast games means later than normal tip-off times for us Oklahomans. Everybody wanted to see if one Russell Westbrook and the Thunder would come out with a more determined and focused effort against a sub-500 team. And they did, with Westbrook getting the layup on the break. Steven Adams got some deep post position, and Zach Randolph had no chance to stop him scoring that left-handed hook. Then check out Adams outrunning Randolph down the court, getting the easy slam dunk. Adams rewarding for his rim running by Paul George, who made the pass. Oklahoma City 8 of their first 10 shots, with PG-13 getting a share with that three-pointer as the Thunder seemed to dial in early on. They also played a little defense. Check out Josh Huestis doing it here. 44 first quarter points for Oklahoma City. It's all good until the Thunder bench came in. They got ripped in the second quarter, outscored by 18. Buddy Hield scoring here. The lead down to 7 points at the half, 67-60 to score. Also, Alonzo Trier, former Oklahoma City Storm guard and Arizona Wildcat, is suspended by the NCAA, testing positive for PEDs. There's your sports.
The tax reform bill signed by President Trump late last year is gaining popularity. 51% of Americans now approve of the tax cuts. That is according to a poll released this week by the New York Times. That approval rating is up from just 37% in December. That is a huge jump in popularity in just 2 months. It is clear that Americans are warming to tax reform as they're seeing extra money in their paychecks. Expect for the tax bill's approval rating to keep going up as corporations continue to give bonuses, raise wages, and hire more people as a result of the corporate tax cut. These polls are important as we look ahead to the midterm elections in November. The tax bill's success is going to be a major part of Republican campaigns in the run-up to the midterms. Democrats have made a mistake. They have chosen to criticize a bill that leaves more money in the pockets of us, the American people. In another poll, people were asked if they would vote for a generic Democrat or a generic Republican candidate for Congress. At the end of 2017, that number favored Democrats by about 13%. Now, Democrats are only up by about 7%. That gap is steadily shrinking. I believe that tax reform is playing a significant role in this good trend for Republicans. Here's the bottom line. Look for the Republican Party to use the success of tax reform as its rallying cry as we get closer and closer to the midterm elections. The popularity of tax reform just may propel Republicans to keep or even increase their majorities in the House and the Senate.
Okay, so for your Friday, we have another wave of rain coming in. It passes through in the afternoon. The way it's looking right now, most of the rain, especially the heavy stuff, will be south and southeast of Oklahoma City. But some of us will get a little bit more rain tomorrow, and another huge round comes in on Saturday morning. Some of that rain will be heavy, which is fine. No severe weather, no winter weather, and all that pulls out of here early on Saturday. That's why Sunday will be a great outdoor day. Some sunshine, 60s, more 60s most of next week. Another chance of rain comes in on Tuesday and Wednesday, way above freezing temperatures, nothing wintry, and dry on Thursday. Have a real nice night.
And don't forget that we've got your latest news, traffic, and weather every morning. Start your day with Chris Stanford and Jasmine Anderson from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Good Day OK.